I like to subscribe, do all that. You already know what time it is. It's Netflix time. This movie's called My Amanda. It's a Filipino drama. Spoiler alert, let's just get it. So we start off with constellations in the sky, and then we get to these two best friends, TJ and Amanda. They used to always call each other From and Fluffy. I'll explain that later. Anyway, they've known each other forever. They get along like the best of friends and whatnot. They kind of want to be with each other, but the thing is, Amanda's just playing around, but she speaks out about it openly and freely. The thing is, TJ never tells her, but deep down inside, he knows he loves her. Next day, he comes to pick her up. She got a guitar ready to go to the beach and whatnot. So they get in the car and they start talking about their relationships. So apparently, this dude named Kelvin broke up with her about a week ago. You know, TJ's in, he was messing with this chick named Marie, and she's trying to hold his pet hamster hostage. And then she starts to call in, but he ain't picking that shit up. Fuck out of here, Marie. They go to the gas station, get frappuccinos. Playing around with her, takes her shirt while he's driving. Then gives it back when they happen to drive past a funeral. But she don't get no fuck. She's like, yeah, what's good? Then they head over to TJ's mom's house. And Nana's like, man, you should have been hooked up with TJ. What's the deal? Like, I want grandkids. I want to have y'all have 6 of them motherfuckers. She's like, come on, you know we just friends. Ain't that right, TJ? Even if she's trying to get him to bite, TJ ain't going for that shit. Then she starts messing with him while he's in the shower and whatnot. This nigga Kelvin keeps calling her, but she ain't trying to answer that shit. But bottom line, even after all that, she still having second thoughts about Kelvin. But TJ's like, look, whatever Amanda decides to do, he's gonna be there with her regardless. He's his best friend, that's how it goes down. Nosy mom trying to get her together. He sees Amanda coming out the shower. He thinks to him like, he might have second thoughts. Like, god damn. He's like, okay, I see you. But then they get back to their playful selves. Then they talk about their lives. They end up sleeping in this little tent. So he never really tells her how he really feels about her. But he's talking to us, narrating throughout the movie. He tells about all these letters that he has for Amanda. You think to yourself, yeah, he really loves this girl, but he's just not making a move. Because he wants to keep their friendship intact and all that. Next day, they end up back in the bed. He's trying to get some sleep. Then Grandma catches them doing shenanigans. But it ain't what you think. No, trust me, it's really not. Chilling by this random bridge together. Can you feel the love in the air? And then she's like, yo, tell me what you really think about me for real, yo. No jokes, all that good shit. And you think for a second he's about to tell her. But no, he's just fucking with her again. So then they get a hotel just on some chill shit. And now it's a good time to point this out. Everybody around them thinks they should be a couple. Anyway, they go to the spot to chill, get some drinks. They want to sing songs. And I want to point this out right now. Her favorite song is Shaka Khan, Through the Fire. This random chick asks to sing it during karaoke. She ends up butchering the song. So Amanda's like, fuck out of here. I'm about to do this shit right. And she does. Then the girls start hating. They try to whip her ass. TJ got to break it up. They back at the hotel. What horror movie they watching? I need to find out. Damn, man, you got your ass whipped. She's like, fuck all that. That shit was still fun. We gotta get turned up. Like, man, I'm about to go to sleep. But she ends up falling asleep next to him. The closeness. Then he pushes her out the bed. Like, get the fuck out of here. She massages his arms all tense. Then she comes up with this idea about going to get tattoos. So we're gonna get tattoos of From and Fluffy. And the reason they were gonna do this, and the reason they have those names to begin with, they were their pet names. They were gonna name their pets those names or whatever like that. But instead, she couldn't deal with the pain of putting the whole name on there. So they both just ended up getting F's. Back in the whip chilling. She calls him Kelvin, fuck out of here. But she's not really sure of herself. She really doesn't want to answer the phone, but then she kind of does. He's like, look, man, regardless if you want to deal with this guy or not, I'm always going to be there for you, period. Next day, they're getting ready to roll out. They're going to joyride. And apparently, throughout their conversations, TJ made a phone call. And there he is, the infamous Kelvin, wanting his Amanda back. So out of the goodness of his heart, even though he knows deep down inside he loves Amanda, TJ knows that Amanda still has love in her heart somewhere for Kelvin, even after he dumped her. And ever since he got her back with Kelvin, they ain't really talk like that much. They all lovey-dovey right now, but deep down inside, she miss her best friend TJ. TJ ain't got no girl right now, but he's looking up at the stars, but he did get his hamster back, Poncho. Apparently some time went past, and now Amanda and Kelvin about to get married, the big day. And he's basically gonna take her to the wedding. Before that, they chilled on their old classic hammock. Talk about good old times. He said, fuck that, we getting turned up. Of course, Amanda got too turned up. She's like, look, man, I can still give you the business, you know what I'm saying, before we get this marriage popping and all that shit with Kelvin. He's like, come on, man, stop playing with me. Then we driving in the car, we get some crazy shit. Now they in the car, they talking about the wedding and whatnot. Now TJ got dope. He actually paid for the wedding for his homegirl. Then we get into a conversation, and he's always talking about how she's never really serious like that, and then we find out why. While they're talking, he finds out from Amanda that Kevin is abusive. She said something about him giving her a black eye at one time. But she never told TJ because it was around the time he was dating Marie. He's like, man, you don't need to be getting with this dude. Honestly, I need to be fucking him up. But she's distraught over the whole thing, and she really wants to marry this guy. She really just wants TJ's blessing. And TJ don't want to give it to her, but he's willing to do anything for his best friend. So eventually he gets her back in the car and rides off. Gets her ready for the wedding. TJ dumbass wasted. I guess he gotta be if he's gonna pay for the wedding and find out what Kelvin is really all about. And still gonna let that shit happen. And then this scumbag ends up marrying Amanda. Or does he? I guess some months go by, and TJ's there to pick up Amanda again. Guess it was a little while. He got himself a brand new car. And these best friends are very open about stuff, but it's very quiet in the car, so I'm thinking to myself, something's up. Next thing you know, they get to the spot, and she starts crying. I'm thinking to myself, what the fuck did this dude Kelvin do? Then we get to this scene where she opens up about everything. This nigga Kelvin was cheating on her. He was a fake pastor there, so the marriage wasn't even real. He was abusing her again. I guess he works at some loyal firm or company or whatever like that, because he didn't have enough votes to win the election. Because she forgot to vote, he was taking his aggressions out on her. It was a bunch of shit. So he's doing everything to take care of his best friend. Meanwhile, we find out that he's messing with some new chick named Johanna. She's washing herself in a hotel up in the bathroom, and she ends up falling. Checks on her, makes sure she's good. Now they back to their geeking selves. She gives him indication they're trying to give their cheeks, but he ain't going for it. Cause like I said before, apparently he's messing with some new chick named Johanna. Then they take her to the hospital and find out they can't do a serious checkup without finding out if she's pregnant or not. She's thinking herself pregnant, like what the fuck are you talking about? Apparently she left Kelvin about 3 or 4 months ago. So out the blue, she grabs TJ's phone and finds a picture of Johanna. Like, okay, that's who it is. She like, man, she kind of reminds me of me, nigga. So apparently they did tests on her and come to find out she actually is pregnant. TJ and his new girlfriend Johanna go by the clinic, and of course she in there kicking and screaming, going crazy. Then we get this montage of all 3 of them hanging around, chilling together and all that. They got their spot set up. Meanwhile, Amanda's setting up for the baby coming. Then some months go by, TJ's checking on Amanda. We found out Johanna ended up breaking up with TJ. Johanna went back to her ex-boyfriend for some reason. Why even get in a relationship? You playing games? Now the best friends back together again. Basically, y'all stuck with each other forever. Even up to this point, he still hasn't told her how he feels about her. But like I said, every now and then through the movie, you get this narration about how he supposedly feels about her. Then her water breaks, the baby's about to come, it's about that time. Of course he can't go in there with her, so he's sitting outside the waiting room, just waiting. Then he finds out the baby's being born, he can go see it. She ended up having a girl, the celebration. Her name is Amanda too. Then we get this montage with them with the baby being a happy family, enjoying life. Then we see them pointing in the sky, but in one hand disintegrates. What the fuck is that about? Come to find out that's not what happened. So what really happened was the baby survived, but Amanda didn't. And then we found out through this montage that the person he's talking about the entire time doing the narration through the movie was not Amanda. He was talking about Amanda's daughter Amanda, saying how much he'll care and love for her regardless. So he came up with this book, 1001 Letters for Amanda. We thought they were all love letters, but it turns out these are all letters for his daughter. Wow, that was a lot. He's basically raising his daughter in the high rise. They finish it out with the one song they used the entire movie. Might as well finish it up with it. Chaka Khan, Through the Fire. Don't ask me to play it, they'll probably pull my video. So there you go. I did not expect that ending, honestly. My Amanda on Netflix. Check it out. Like, click, subscribe, do all that. You already know what time it is. Look, easy, all the easy, miss. Big. You got that slogan.